I am Dane.
I'm Allison.
We're from End of 3 Magazine, and this is One Hot Robot. Guys, tell us your names.
All right, I'm Tim.
I'm Eric.
I'm Malbot.
I am Cristobal.
Joe.
How did you guys come to be?
Man, we like to drink, and so we went to Loading Dock one night. And these guys have known each other forever, right? I mean,
Yeah.
even these,
Yeah, the three of us have known each other since high school.
Eric and I played band since we were like 14, so.
And I don't know if you guys ever heard of Ella Riot or Miter Disco.
Love
Miter
them.
Disco.
We are all huge fans, and we saw their last show at the Loading Dock, and I literally almost cried because I love them. And at the end of this night, we were all kind of.
The whole concept was, why aren't more bands doing exactly what this
You
band
can
is
see
doing?
some influence in you guys.
Oh,
Seriously,
absolutely,
straight up.
and that's
Like,
actually a huge compliment for us. Like, they're like idols to us, really.
There was one point in your show tonight where I thought, is it appropriate to compare them to Ella Riot? Because that band is near and dear to me. And you guys are so reminiscent of them that I'm like, they live. They're living.
Well, if you've ever seen them play, like, they pack the house every time. Everybody up here loves them, so we're like, why isn't someone else doing something like this? You know, even though we're much more cover driven right now, we wanted to do something like that, and so we decided to start a band, and we talked about it forever. Like, months went by, really. And then we ended up in my bedroom.
As most bands do.
That's exactly where a great band starts. So we ended up in my bedroom.
All right.
It's sad, it's true.
Pretty
We
normal.
didn't have any equipment.
No equipment.
The three of us got together, and the first song that we rehearsed was Teenage Dream by Katy Perry.
Yep.
And I sang through my stereo, like, it was terrible.
And we never anticipated anybody really taking it seriously,
No,
listening to us.
we very much were just like, let's just see, we're all musicians, let's just see where it goes. And then we called this guy, because we were like, I had known him and not known that he was a musician. And
That was, my point on that was, I've always known these guys. I played in bands. They've always been in a band together from when we were younger. And Eric and I would like run into each other once a year, it seemed, and we'd hash out like every band we're listening to, every band we've been in. Okay, see it later. And I'd never played with these guys before. And then when Mallory got in touch with me, so I hear you play bass. And I was like, yeah. And she's like, well, I'm like, who are the other members? And then she listed it, and I was like, obviously. Where do I sign up? And she's like, well, we're thinking about doing this. I'm like, I don't care. Yes is the answer. And then I was at the second or third Mallory's bedroom practice.
it was the biggest space we had, honestly, and we had the neighbors yelling at us all the time.
What's your stereo up too loud?
My stereo got real. Then we got like a $4, what was that we got
Karaoke
from
machine?
Goodwill to get me to sing.
Yeah, we had a
Anyway.
$4 PA system. It had a Goodwill sticker on it for $4.
Yeah.
Was it pink?
We upgraded.
It was green.
It was
which probably
green,
meant
yeah.
it was half off.
That day.
So we got
That day.
And,
Yeah.
And we just got more awesome from there.
It's true.
So, Mallory, you have some pipes on you.
I try.
You do, girl.
Thank you.
Now, are
Thank
you classically trained, or are you just kind of self-taught? How's that work?
I grew up singing. I definitely, from a young age, was at the piano and singing all the time. I made my sister harmonize with me, put on little shows. And then when I got to high school, I went to Central, and Mr. Cobb was a huge influence for me, got me into all sorts of classical training, and actually did a couple years at Oakland for college for vocal performance. And then something happened, and the classical thing was weird, and I couldn't feel my own in that avenue, and so I started writing, and now I'm in a band. I've been waiting for it for a long time, so I'm kind of the odd man out with these guys. These guys have played together all forever.
Well, and Mallory kept telling me, she's like, I can sing, and I'm like, a lot of girls sitting and sing. Okay.
Yeah.
And then
I'm like, no, but
and then
really, I can
saw-
sing.
I
Have you
went
seen
down and
American
saw
Idol
her at an
lately?
open mic, and I was like, all right, this needs to happen. This really needs to happen because she was
Yeah.
phenomenal.
When you guys talk about the band settings, tell me about the bands that you've been in the past.
Oh, yeah,
Do we
you
have to
guys
list
should
by
talk
name?
about that for sure.
Look,
We need to talk about that for
you don't
sure.
have to do it.
No, they
It's
should.
available.
You should make them.
Our
You should
first
I
high
think
school
you should.
band
Yeah.
was Self Pollution Radio,
Oh yeah.
and it was a complete like late '90s rock band,
Yeah.
as awful as you can imagine. And
Hey, come on!
Awfully awesome.
No, you guys were good. I mean, I was in a band, and we shared
He was
some.
in a good band. Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you were
But
in a
no,
good
you
band.
guys didn't give yourself enough credit, though. I thought you guys were real good. I liked it.
You guys covered
I've heard
their,
some
their
recordings
stuff.
that
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, right. No, I was in a band called Subsonic, and we started out as like this space rock, surf rock band, and a lot of people didn't know how to take us because we played a lot of instrumental music, and we would just run around in like these jumpsuits,
Pretty normal.
we were having a great time, and we kind of did the alt rock thing too, and we all kind of shared the same. I mean, we all share the same musical influences growing up, and it's been amazing to kind of see those influences translate to what we're playing now, because it's nothing like anything we've ever done before.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Why One Hot Robot?
Oh man, we started out as Mallory and the Hot Boys. B-O-I-Z.
Mallory and the Hot Boys.
That was our working title.
These guys thought it was so awesome.
That was the band. That is the band
And I
name.
was like,
That is the band name.
No. We played 2 open nights as Mallory and the Hot Boys.
At Union Street, the announcer did not want to tell the audience our name.
He like kept asking. He was like, really?
You really want to say that?
Yeah, he's like, I am not. He's like, he introduced us as Mallory and her band,
Mallory and the Schmucks.
Yeah.
and we decided we would wear all plaid. That
Yeah.
was important.
Yeah.
We
for
were
us.
gonna go Mallory and the
Naturally.
Flannels.
And
Oh,
we
we
would
went
play
through
Katy Perry.
everything.
Yeah, it looked like the Collective Soul Shine video from like
Yeah.
1994. The first time we played, it was like all plaid and just.
Oh
yeah.
man, it was Argyle wasn't there for a while.
But the
ago.
discussion of
Yeah.
One Hot Robot came from we were just
We were
having
talking about Voltron.
we were just having a great discussion about Voltron, as you have all the time.
Why
And-
not?
And we were talking about how we all were in these different
Pre-Power
projects.
Rangers Voltron?
We were just talking about how we all played in these different bands, and we different bands that have different levels of local success, if you will, and like we all came together like Voltron, and then somebody blurted out,
It's
"You know,
like
Voltron was One Hot Robot," and we were like,
and all of us were
Wait,
like,
who blurted it out?
Yeah.
Who blurted it out?
And it was like,
Was it you? Was it you?
I don't even.
actually, it was Joe.
Yeah.
But
It was very collective.
yeah, it was one of those moments where we were like, we had been having the band name discussion that was going on for weeks.
"Well,
Each
you
one of
guys
us
had
had
it. It was
our
Mallory and the
favorite-
Hot Boys for me."
Yeah, Mallory
He
and the
was
Hot
sold
Boys.
from the
Like,
beginning.
after we could not get a show as Mallory and the Hot Boys, it was like we spent,
It's not gonna be finished,
a
I don't know
couple
why.
weeks, and all of a sudden it was done. There was
Yeah.
we completely decided that.
Yeah.
And it was just one moment where all of us were like,
Done.
yes.
Yeah, just a
And
giant
from that
aha.
moment on, we
Yeah.
literally 2 days later, we got asked to, or we heard about the Battle of the Bands at Union Street. And I was standing there like, we just came up with this name, can we commit this much? And
Yeah.
It was glad. I'm glad that we did it. It came naturally. It wasn't
It
like we
did.
all brought a list
For sure.
of names or anything like that. It was really cool.
It's like naming a kid or a racehorse.
exactly.
And we've
to you.
gotten so many compliments on it.
Yeah,
It's
which is
strange
just
because
bizarre.
Everybody always tells
So
you how
much.
terrible your band name is when they don't know you're any good.
Yeah.
You know, and so when people were like, "That's a great name,"
Yeah.
you know, it just worked right
Yeah.
away.
And I'm glad it came naturally, like how the band has kind of just happened.
Well, yeah, it came
Right.
out of fun, which is pretty much what we try to do.
Right. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Totally.
So, Joe, you mentioned earlier that you guys all sort of shared the same influences.
Mhm.
So, off the cuff, kind of like tell me about those influences and
if you listen to the bands that we used to be in, it kind of went with the times. You know, in the early and mid '90s, we were all big Nirvana fans. You know, the reason why I picked up a guitar was listening to that Nevermind record. You
Yep.
know,